With the new gen console's recent release, unlike their predecessors, a big feature came with both the PS5 and the Xbox Series is that they are almost fully compatible with the previous generation's games. Not only that, but they come with big improvements as well. Of course, not all of them, as it depends on what modes the game had and if the developer released a patch or not. What's up everyone and welcome to a new video. My name is Omar with Real Gamer Review, and today I'll be sharing some gameplay for 10 of the best last gen games that got enhancements and upgrades on the PS5. Of course, a bunch of new games were already released, but these are my suggestions for older games you should absolutely revisit on your new PS5. Before starting the video, please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and click the bell icon, as it really helps the channel to develop and deliver more relevant content for you guys. Without further ado, let's get right into it. One of the best last-gen first-person shooters just recently got a free update from the developer, giving the game the next-gen treatment. Now it can run on PS5 and Xbox Series X at 4K 60 frames per second and even on 120 frames per second on performance mode, given that your TV supports it.
The great ball! Finally!
Another game that got the next-gen treatment from the developer is Ghost of Tsushima. It was already a great-looking game on the PS4, but now it even looks better, as it's now running at 4K 60 frames per second on the PS5. Definitely worth a revisit or even a purchase if you don't have it in your library yet. One of the strangest but most successful battle royale games out there is Fall Guys. For sure, this game has to take a place on our list, as it's one of the most fun online battle royale games out there. And now it runs at a buttery smooth 4K 60 frames per second on the PS5. This one is a bit tricky, as it was already running at 60 frames per second on the PS4 Pro, but the resolution was 800p. Even on the regular PS4, it was running at 60 frames per second, but limited to 1080p of course. Unfortunately, I don't have the professional tools to measure the resolution on the PS5 after the latest patch, but I would say that to me it looks like it was upgraded to a full 4K 60 frames per second, as it looks amazingly sharp and smooth now on the PS5. This was one of the best racing games released on PS4, I totally recommend it. I even have a full review for it. It should show now on the top right, and I will link it in the description as well. Feel free to check it out. Infamous Second Son was one of the best looking games on PS4, but it had its share of performance issues. The frame rate was uncapped, but it struggled to reach 60 frames per second even on the PS4 Pro. It was always running at around top 40s and can drop sometimes at the low 30s when a lot of things are happening on the screen. But still, it was very much playable, but now it is running on a steady 60 frames per second as you would have guessed on the PS5, and it gives a much better experience and replay value. Another great game, you would not want to miss it.
Track your movements.
Mobile command center, got it. So what exactly does one of those look like?
Well, it should be a large, heavily armored mobile unit with side ports and major communications gear on top.
Alright, I think I see it. Badass RV with lights and metal crap on top.
Okay, great. There should be vent panels along the sides. If you blow out enough of those, the core should overheat and be exposed.
Another beautiful looking game which got even better with the next gen update as it now runs on 4K 60 frames per second with upgraded visuals and textures as well, and it just looks amazing. I can even dare to say it is on par with the PC version of the game. A full review should show now on the top, feel free to take a look at it.
Sapphire Bay's famous Pier 1 provides visitors with plenty of skee ball, popcorn shrimp, and elegantly airbrushed t-shirts.
Although being one of the most difficult games of the last gen, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is now running as well at 60 frames per second on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and it is definitely worth a revisit for the gamers that want a challenge.
As I breathe, you will not pass the castle gate! Show me the demon.
One of the PS4's launch titles, but still looking pretty good after all these years. And it even now runs better at 60 frames per second on the PS5, still a very decent game in 2020 and worth a replay. One of my favorite PS4 games, it didn't get any patches, but it had a mode with an uncapped frame rate, and PS4 Pro was struggling to reach the 60 frames per second, but on PS5 it is running smoothly and it looks amazing. Also, there is a workaround if you want to play it on 4K 60 frames per second, as the performance mode limits the game only to 1080p. But unfortunately, it is only possible if you have the disc version. If you have the disc, all you have to do is install the game on your PS5 and make sure not to update it. And voila! You can play it on 4K 60 frames per second. I've got a review for this one as well, feel free to check it out.
They don't see us. Fire? got him.
At launch, Days Gone struggled with a lot of technical issues, and even on a PS4 Pro, it struggled to maintain a solid 30 frames per second. On the PS5, the difference is huge. Not only the technical shortcomings have been patched out, Days Gone now loads faster, runs at a smooth and consistent 60 frames per second, and includes a dynamic 4K resolution. Whether you're trying the game for the first time or you have been looking for a reason to pick it back up, Days Gone definitely has to be played on the PS5. And you can check out the review here as well.
Right on target. More bounties. Might be useful.
Alright, time to wrap this up. So if you enjoyed this video or you learned something, then leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.